In today's video, we are looking at new arrivals for fall at the Home Depot Garden Center. You're going to see pumpkins, you'll see perennials, you'll see shrubs, you'll see lots of chrysanthemums, veggies and herbs. So much is going on here. And if you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome to my home and garden channel. And just to say, guys, that this is not a sponsored video. This just happens to be the garden center that's close to where I live, and I love the things that they have in there. So let's go ahead and see what they have for us today. And of course, we'll be taking a look at the prices as well, and just, tips on how to make them really work for you in your garden or even on your porch. This one right here, this is actually a celosia. Very, very beautiful, very striking, and it is an annual. But you can actually save the seeds when it dries down, and you can have those coming back year after year. And as you can see, guys, they have tons and tons of chrysanthemums, different sizes, different colors, and we'll take a look at them individually. So over here now, these ones, and of course they have the ones that are single, like this red one here. You have the red and you have the yellow in the center, and they have the double ones as well. And all of these things, they pair so well together, in your whole fall gardening and just beautifying your outdoor space. These ones are actually going for $7.98. And they say that they're annuals, which they are, but in many cases you can get them to come back with the right care. And at the end of the video, I will link my playlist, the very first video on there, the autumn playlist. It'll show you how you can get them to come back every year, because I've done it successfully for many years with many different ones. So it definitely is doable. And of course, it does depend on your growing zone. We have some ornamental grasses right here, and I think those are so beautiful in fall decor. And over here now we have some chrysanthemums, a larger container for $24.98. And you can see they're not fully opened, most of them, and that's the best thing to do if it's still early in the season in your area. And if you're trying to do that pink October, then this would be perfect for you. I just absolutely love this one. And it just depends on your color scheme. If you're going with neutral pumpkins and things like that, then that just really hits the mark. And of course, you can mix and match the different areas of the color wheel. You can go in the same areas or different areas as you choose. And then over here now you can see we have some pollinators that are still out there. So please be careful as you go along and do your shopping. We don't want anyone to get bitten by any of these. So, keep an eye out for them. Especially coming to the close of this season, they'll come out more. So over here now we have some beautiful ornamental grasses, some smaller sized ones. These were for $8.98. And I think they pair so very well with the asters. And the asters are perennial, so they will come back year after year. The coneflowers here too are also another good addition to the fountain grass. And I just love this flower. I really do. It lasts for so many weeks in your garden. It comes back every year, whether you wanted to have it multiplying out or just to plant the seeds that you collect, for the seed head. So it's just very versatile and wonderful. Over here now, just to show you an example how they mix the aster with the fountain grass. You could do it like that if you wanted to. And I think it's so very pretty. You can always mix and match as you like. And as you can see, there are tons and tons of chrysanthemums out here. And they have so many different ones to choose, to suit your fancy. And that's one of the fountain grass that's blooming there. And just to say that if you love gardening topics, tips, and tours, and to see how I beautify my porch and some other people, I'll show you theirs too, which I have in the past. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell twice so you'll never miss an upload. So we are moving along among these beautiful chrysanthemums here. I just absolutely love them. And of course, if it's later in the season, it makes sense for you to get the ones that are more fully open. You get that immediate pop of color, and it's going to last you pretty much up to Thanksgiving or even further after if you would like. And you can always bring them indoors if you wanted to as well. Now over here, they had some two-tone ones. And me personally, I prefer to just use like one, a pot that has one color in it, and then I can mix, other ones next to it. But it just depends on what your preference is. Some people like it that way, each to his own. Over here, this one actually has 3 different colors, which is even more unique. And they're showing you here how you can pair it with the crotons for that nice warm look for the fall season. So it just depends on what you like and what works better for you. But I think it looks real pretty right here. And over here now they have some containers that they put together, like some mix and match, where they're showing you how you can pair the things together. They have ornamental peppers, among other things. They have the heuchera or heuchera, or coral bells as it's also called, and it's a perennial, so it will come back every year. And they produce pretty flowers when all the other plants are asleep, so it's a good plant to have. And over here you can see they have some other ones showing you, and they also have the Persian shield, which is that purple flower that you're seeing right there, and I think it just makes all the colors pop so well. They also have cordyline in the center. That's a thriller plant in this case right here, and you know, it gives it that nice lift, some height to your container. So it just depends on, you know, what you want and what you're working with. And I'll also show you some more of these individual plants, the prices for them, and you know how they're being sold here. But I just love how this looks. Very, very pretty. Suncumber, which definitely is. All right, guys, so moving along to the next thing, and that is going to be this beautiful black-eyed Susan. It is so large. I don't think I've ever seen one this large before. And again, this is a perennial, so when you plant them, they're going to multiply over time. They'll go to sleep in the winter, yes, but they're going to come right back up in the spring for you. And they'll also give you, you know, you have the nice seed heads when they dry out, so you can always sprinkle those around, so you can have many of them. And of course they have different colors available, the standard straight yellow ones, or you know, the one that you're seeing here, the $24.98. So just look at it, guys. Isn't that gorgeous? I tell you, I've never seen one that big before. And then over here now they have some crotons, and I love crotons, and I'm from Jamaica, so we grow lots of crotons there. And typically you would bring these in, because in the past I used to bring mine in, because I've had it for about 5 years now. We'd bring it in the winter, but I kept it in for the whole year this year, and it actually loved it. I have a grow light nearby, and it works so well. It actually does better inside than outside, to be honest. And then over here now we have some celosia again, but this one is the crested one, so it's shaped a little bit different at the top. And the same story here again. It is an annual, but you can save the seeds for, you know, to sow those in the early spring if you wanted to go about it that way. And these are some banana plants right here, and these are the ornamental ones, and you can grow these outdoors or indoors with grow lights. They die down in the winter and they come right back up in the spring. Over here now we also have some blueberries, and this is a good time to plant them. And you can see the price for those right there. And this is going to be the gift that keeps on giving. And there's, you know, they give you so much nutrients that's so good for your health. So definitely worthwhile putting in your garden. And they have a lemon plants over here, and they have a few flowers on them. And they also have a few fruits as well too. And this is cold hardy. And guys, if you see the plant in your area, in your garden center, it means that it typically will survive in your growing area. But just, you know, add caution when you take care of them. Over here now they have some basil, and these you can grow them outside as long as you want. You can bring them indoors, put them near to a sunny window or door, and they'll be fine for you, and you can just keep harvesting and they keep going. And they had some cilantro there as well too. And over here we have some ornamental peppers. They don't recommend eating these. They don't taste as good as the cooking ones, and they're extremely hot, so you know, definitely bear those things in mind. But they had, you know, they add this nice pop of color. You can see how much they're going for right there, you know, in your autumn garden. So it just depends on how you want to, you know, mix and match them to get those beautiful colors that you want. And they also down here, they had some citronella, which typically those are good to keep mosquitoes away, which is kind of, I'm not seeing any now because it's cooler in my area, but you can always keep these indoors and then take them outdoors as the season moves along. Now let's take a look at these pumpkins. And as you can see, guys, they had so many different colors, so many different shapes and sizes. It's just so much to see. And they had some decorative corn over there as well too. But just look at this, guys. They have oranges, they have whites, they have light green, they have dark greens. You can see how much they're going for here, $14.98. So if it's in your budget, you can get a couple of these and put them, you know, on your porch or in your garden. And they add a lot of beauty to the area. I prefer the smoother ones. You could tell me what you prefer, you know, as far as the texture goes on these. And over here they have some more over here, the ones in the bags. You can get the smaller ones or just get the individual ones. And isn't this gorgeous? I absolutely love this. I love it, love it, love it. It's beautiful. Just to give you an idea of, you know, how you can mix them together. The price is a little bit up there, but you can do smaller versions in your garden or on your porch. You know, just mix and match the plants. And if you're liking this video so far and you think that chrysanthemums are that signature flower for fall, be sure to give me a thumbs up. It definitely goes a long way to get this video out to others to see. And speaking of sea, this is a beautiful sea of chrysanthemums right there. And over here, they're showing you that you can actually, put them in hanging baskets. So these are some hanging baskets that they have right here. Remember to water them every day if they start to dry out a little bit when you touch them, especially if it's windy and dry in your area. So definitely bear that in mind. And I did see that they had some begonias behind those, but those, they don't hold to the cold very well at all. So might not be the best choice if it freezes over very quickly in your area, but you can always enjoy them depending on what happens in your zone. Very, very pretty. And over here, they have some Persian sheet, which is what I was talking about earlier. You can get some of these little ones and just, make your own thing, and it'll work out for you. And over here, this is Purple Heart or Moses basket, which I've had them come back for me. You just cut them down just before the first hard freeze, cover them with some mulch, water them, and they'll pop back up for you. Well, in my zone, I'm in growing zone 8. It does for me, in the springtime. So it just depends on where you are and how the weather works there. So you can see that they also have some zebra plant there as well too. And over here we have some coleus, and I absolutely love coleus. It is so beautiful. There's so many different types of them. I think I most likely will do a video on coleus in the spring for you, just talking about different things about this plant and how you can use it in your garden and just your general landscape. Over here now we have some dianthus, and they say these are annuals, but for me, I've had them come back year after year. But the main thing is to have them either in large containers or to have them in the ground. Next, we have some Shasta daisies, and I love this too. This is a wonderful perennial plant. You plant them now and they come back and they spread out just like these here as well too. And you can collect the seed heads as well too, and that also goes a long way. So there's some more dianthus here. You can see how the price was going, $7.98. And of course you can see the coneflowers over there. I just think they're so pretty. Echinacea, they have medicinal values, and they also just add so much beauty to your garden. They bring the pollinators in. They're so versatile, and you can see that they're still coming even though it is in the slightly cooler time of the year. So definitely worth considering for your garden. And for indoors, if say you're wanting to have succulents, you can always try this. And this is the gift that keeps on giving, because you have this and you can use any one of the leaves you like on there. You can propagate them and you can have many, many plants that come out of this. So it's a good investment if you like succulents like that. Next over here we have, this is a hedging plant called ligustrum or ligustrum, and you can see it has a beautiful kind of like a lime greeny color. So if you're looking for that in your landscape, it's perfect for you. They have bird of paradise right here, and this is a tropical plant, so definitely want to keep that indoors when the weather cools. And you can always divide it, so it will give you many, many plants from the one as the years go by. So definitely a good investment there. And then moving along now, if you're wanting to say really go all the way to the top with your decor for your fall porch or your garden, you can always get corn stalks that they have right here, $9.98. And those look so good on either side of the doors. When I see people do it like that, it looks really pretty with their fall decor. They also had hay. And so let's say you planted some grass seeds, you can always sprinkle these over it so the birds don't eat the seeds, and it protects them in that way until they sprout, or you can use it as mulch or even as a part of your decor. So very, very versatile in your fall garden. And over here they had lots of containers. What I'll say about containers, of course the prices are going to vary depending on the size, but what I've found is that the ones that are ceramic and that they're thicker, they do so well in terms of helping your plant to survive the colder weather as compared to the plastic ones that are thinner. They have their place, of course, and they're used for different types of plants. It just depends on what you want from them. But I'd say if you want your plants to survive, stand a better chance, better to get the larger ones that are thicker, and they really help to insulate your plants. Of course, mulch goes a long way too. That's always an important part to put, when you're planting and, getting your stuff together for the cooler months of the year. So you can see how the prices were going and how beautiful they were. And I pretty much love how they look there. And if you've made it this far in the video and you haven't given me a thumbs up yet, I'd be sure happy if you would do so. Certainly appreciate it. Moving along now to the outdoors, where they have these, because unless you have really, really harsh winters in your area, these flowers are going to hold up. Doing grown 6, they'll hold up there. Sometimes 5, they'll go down a little bit, but they'll come back up again. It has to be really cold for these plants not to make it. And again, larger containers, put your mulch around, over the soil, and that goes a long way for these plants. And guys, you know what I discovered? I think I told you, I did tell you in a previous video that they actually have a smell. Now, I don't know if every color has it, but the yellow ones, when I smelled it last year, it was one of the sweetest flowers I've ever smelled. The plain yellow ones, they smell so, so wonderful. I can't speak for the other colors. I'll have to check on those next time, but definitely get some of these, you know, for your cold weather. And over here we had some Galarda, also called blanket flower. And they say this one is a perennial, and it's gonna go down to sleep in the winter, come back up in the spring, and you have lots of seed heads on there that you can use. And this is another one that behaves in a similar way as well too, where they, you know, they multiply out, and you can also collect the seed heads once they flower and dry out. So it is an investment, you know, you plant them and they just keep giving, and it definitely is worth the time and effort that you'd put into these plants. Over here now we also have some lantana, and you can see that they're still pulling in the pollinators, so that is just absolutely wonderful. And again, if it's in your area and they tell you it's a perennial, that most likely means that it will survive in your area. You can also put them in like large hanging baskets, and they do pretty well there as well. You can see how much this is going for, and they have different colors. It just depends on what's available at that time. They only had the yellow ones today, but I think they're so pretty, that nice lively color. And then over here now they had some pentas, and for me pentas have not come back. I will say, I guess it depends on where you are, the type that you got, but you can just enjoy them now if that's what you want to do in your garden. And you know, when they come back, if they do, you know, you just enjoy them. But it really is a learning experience, gardening, guys. You know, you just never know what's going to happen. You have to try sometimes and just see how it goes, and then you learn and you move on from there. And that's what I do time and time again. Now these are some regular pumpkins. I did not see the price on them. These are like the standard ones, so they'll be less than the ones that you saw before, but definitely worth checking out. Now over here they had some evergreens, and these, you know, evergreens, as they say, they're green all year long, so it's good to plant them now. They get their roots established before the ground freezes over, and they'll be pretty good to go through the winter and into the spring. So it really was a pleasure coming here today. I hope that, you know, you were enjoying this as much as I was. And, you know, you can always pick and choose whatever you like, what works best for your garden. If you have any questions, be sure to leave it below and I'll be happy to answer it. Also, I'm going to link at the end some of the porches that we decorated for this season so far. Of course, we have more, you know, fall things coming, so be sure to subscribe for those. But check them out at the end of the video, and you can get all the information that's going to help you if you haven't decorated already to beautify your garden and your porches. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope to see you in the next video. Happy fall and take care.